Most business owners are doing content marketing wrong. Content marketing is only one of 5 ways in which your business can generate leads. And guess what? You don't have to do it. But since you're here, I assume that you're into podcasting and you've chosen content marketing. And therefore, if you're going to do it, you need to go all in on it. So today, I want to talk about what content marketing really is and how to do it successfully. You're listening to Podcasting for Experts, with honest conversations about using podcasting as a tool to grow your reach, increase your audience, make a positive impact on the world, and most importantly, to get paid for your efforts. I'm your host, Jess, and we are Pristine Podcasts. Let's talk podcasting. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Podcasting for Experts, the show for business owners and industry experts that want to successfully leverage podcasting as part of their marketing strategy. I'm Jess, and I'm the Chief Marketing Human here at Pristine Podcasts, and today we're going to be diving into content marketing. This is actually one of my favorite things to do, and I want to talk a little bit about it, and I want to throw some myths out of the window because I'm kind of tired of the same old crap out there. So, as a business owner, marketing and sales are really 2 of the core things that you are responsible for. And this is something that I think when you get into starting a business, you don't really realize how much of your time can get eaten up by marketing and sales. So it's important that you're being smart about how you're spending that time to make sure that you're actually getting results, because we don't create content for the sake of content. We create content because we want to grow our businesses. And that is where so many newer as well as established business owners are making a lot of mistakes. So let's get into it. The first thing that I want to start out with is with the fact that content marketing is just one way to generate leads, and that is why we do it. I realized over the past few weeks that I've kind of assumed that the majority of people that are listening to this kind of already know more about marketing. However, I'm realizing that that's not the case. So I'm going to be taking a bit more time to roll things back to basics so that everyone that is listening can actually follow. So what are leads? If you put it really simply, leads are people that are interested in working with you. They have taken some sort of action, and based on them taking that action, it can be concluded that they're saying, I am interested, tell me more. Maybe they've contacted you to book a call, maybe they've signed up for one of your things, and that tells you that they're interested in solving a problem. Now, it seems like each and every single person out there teaching people how to run a business tells you that content is everything. You have to blog, podcast, YouTube, social, TikTok. You basically need to be online 24/7. You need to do engagement, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, that's a flat out lie. You don't have to do shit on social media. You don't have to be online all the time. It's total bollocks, because there are actually other ways out there for you to generate leads. So for you to find people that may be interested in working with you that don't revolve around content. Okay. So you could run ads, you could build an affiliate program, you can ask your existing clients, if you have any, for referrals and build that into a really solid referral system. You can do cold outreach to people, or you can do content marketing, which is the 5th option. Okay. So if you're listening to this, I'm assuming you're wanting to go in the content direction, but I really want to make it clear that that isn't a must. You know, your business is not going to be not successful if you don't create content. Your business isn't going to be successful if you cannot generate leads of people, if you can't find people who are interested in using your service or buying your product. That is when your business will die. But nobody on the planet says that you have to be doing that via social media, that you have to be recording videos, that you have to be doing a podcast or anything really. You could use any way out there possible for you to find people that want to work with you. Okay. So I want to make that really clear. I don't ever tell you, you must have a podcast. Whenever people tell you that you must be doing something, I always encourage you to go back to their website and to see what products and services they're selling. And if they're telling you that you must be on Instagram or else your business won't be successful, then check if they're selling an Instagram related product or service. If they are, then that is the reason why they tell you this. So we sell podcasting related services, but I'm still not sitting here telling you that you must have a podcast or else your business will not be successful. I'm telling you, if you're creating content and you like to make a connection with people, then podcasting could be a great way for you to be doing that. I'm not telling you that if you don't have a podcast, your business is not going to be successful, because I don't believe in that kind of shit. If you're doing something that you're doing because you feel you're forced into it, people can tell and it's not going to work and you're wasting your bloody time. So that's the kind of pre-frame. Content marketing is one of the ways in which that you can generate leads for your business, but it isn't something that you have to do. Okay. Now, if you're going to continue to listen to this, I'm assuming you're still into creating content. Now, content marketing just means that you create a variety of content pieces for your business. You could call them even content assets for your business. And those pieces of content are designed to attract people to you. I am still, if you've noticed, not saying that this means you have to be on social media 24/7, or you have to be doing short form video, or you have to be having a podcast. There are like a gazillion different types of content that you can create for your business. And those different types of content can be broken down in different ways. And that's what I want to do with you right now. So the first distinction that I like to make when it comes to content is this short form content that you're creating, or is this long form content that you're creating? What does that mean? Short form content includes the kind of things like social media posts, short form video, little graphics that you're making, carousels, etc. So this content is created on a much, much more frequent basis. It usually has a short shelf life. So you tend to post it, and that content tends to only get seen by people for a very short period of time thereafter, and then it kind of goes to die on the internet. So you know those TikTok videos, yeah, you get 1 million views in like 3 days, and then after that, nobody could give less of a shit about this video that you made. It is literally designed to grab attention in the moment and to make people aware of you. It is not designed to build a long-term, deep relationship with the people that are consuming your content. It is meant to bring new people into your environment, right? And then on the other side, you have long form content. That is your blog post that you write, this your long YouTube videos that you're making, or your podcast. This kind of content has a much, much longer shelf life because it works for your business in the long term. It basically tends to be evergreen. Of course, you can have some time sensitive content in there, but you really have to be in this game of long form content for the long term. The content tends to be much more detailed. It has more depth. It needs more time to create. It needs more research, but also it forms more connections with people. It gives you a better chance to position yourself, to share your expertise. It is designed to form this deep connection with the people watching, reading, or listening over a long period of time. It is not designed to grab people's attention on the first visit kind of thing. So that is something that I'm really aware of, that's being taught even in the podcasting space. Like, just start a podcast and then millions of people will become aware of you, and then you will have endless customers. The thing is, that is not how podcasting works. It is really designed for you to nurture the people that are in your space. Yes, the other person may discover you through a podcast. They may discover your podcast first through a guest interview that you did or something like that. But really, your content is designed to keep bringing people to you, to bring them back into your content sphere, into the things that you're teaching, to take them from one episode to another, and to bring them closer and closer to becoming a client or customer for your business. But you're really in it for the long game when it comes to this. Okay, so content marketing, we have short form content on one side and we have long form content on the other side. Now, you can obviously break this down further by media format. Because I am in the long form content game here with podcasting, I am going to tell you a little bit more about the different formats of long form content. And I am going to purposefully ignore short form content because I am not a social media content creator person. And this is not what I'm teaching here. I'm teaching long-term, sustainable, ongoing strategies that gradually grow your business. So when it comes to long form content, you really have three options. You can blog and, write long form posts. You can do a podcast, or you can go down the direction of video content and put it on YouTube. Each of these in turn have their own advantages and disadvantages. So when I talk about blogging, I talk about long form articles, 2,000 to 4,000 words, really meaty things. These are really good for search and for people to actually find the content that you create through the questions that they type into Google, and then to dive deeper into what you have to say. Blog posts take time, effort to create. The keywords need to be researched. They need to have a good structure. The content needs to be interlinked really well, particularly with Google's latest helpful content updates. Just slapping some articles on your website is really no longer going to get you ranked anywhere. So blogging takes effort, but the thing that your long form blog posts kind of miss is that personal connection that somebody makes with you. And we know that people buy from people. People need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you to give you their money to pay for a service or a product. So blogging is great for disseminating information and showing how much you know about the subject and things like that. But I feel like it lacks that personal connection. The second option for long form content that you have is to make video content. So now if you're going to go for video content, you're going to need a camera, you're going to need solid lighting, you're going to need to edit that. It takes way more skills for editing, and the cost is higher if you want to outsource it. Of course, you can put out video content without editing it, but the thing is, people's attention on YouTube is quite short. The watch time overall and the percentage of your videos watched tend to be quite short in comparison to podcasting. So YouTube makes it really easy for you to be discovered through search because YouTube is a video search engine. But the thing is, your videos need to be able to hold people's attention. And there is a lot of content creators out there that probably make content in exactly the same area that you're in. And you need to have a certain quality standard to keep up with those people. And that isn't just the quality of the content, but that is also the visuals. It comes back to your positioning, how people view your brand. And if you have a premium service like coaching or whatever that you're selling, realistically, you can't be showing up on YouTube without putting in the effort to have a solid end product. So advantage of video, higher discoverability. The downside is it takes more skill to put together, it takes more resources, and the watch time overall tends to be shorter on YouTube. And then the third option that you have is audio content, and that's your podcast. I personally really like this because it tends to be more intimate because there is less distraction. People aren't scrolling the comment section, laughing about people's stuff while they're listening to your video, already lining up the next video that they're going to watch. It just tends to be a little bit more personal because it's just you and me right now talking about long form content. There's less distraction, so people are less likely to click onto the next thing. It becomes a regular part of people's routines. Like they'll be like, okay, I'm going to go wash the dishes now and I'll put on my favorite podcast. And you kind of become part of people's lives, and it builds more of a connection with people than your blog posts, for example, as a standalone thing. And you can still harvest the benefits of SEO if you're combining blogging with podcasting, right? So then you're getting all the benefits and all the juice of bringing people to your website, but you have audio content there that actually helps people to build that personal relationship with you from hearing you speak. And that is honestly why I like podcasting so much. It's easy for me to just come sit here, record. I didn't have to put any makeup on or worry about my background or my lighting and the clouds outside and it getting dark and light and dark and light. Like, I didn't have to have any faff. I'm just here recording this content and I can repurpose it afterwards. I can go and turn it into a major blog post and I can still build that personal relationship. We can't deny, though, that there's a bit of an issue with content marketing if you don't do it right. So there's a lot of people out there that create content, and when you're new online, you just go out there and you create content and then you will have loads of clients. Just post on social media 15 times a day and the people will be lining up to work with you. And then people put all this effort into creating content and they're showing up all the time and they're commenting and they're posting and they're making videos and they're writing blog posts and nothing happens. So this content thing, you don't just start content marketing and then 2 days later you have a queue of people wanting to work with you. That's absolute BS. It really takes time. You have to keep showing up week on week, month on month, and you need to keep connecting with people. And the main issue is that if you're not sure who those people are who are actually primed to be accessing this thing that you're selling, when you're in that boat where you're like, I kind of work with everyone. I work with men, I work with women, I work with these people and these people. Then every piece of content that you create, people will hear it and they'll just say, okay. And they'll scroll past it and they won't do anything. They'll read your articles, they'll watch your videos, but they're not going to take any action. So the reason why that happens is because you need to start all of this content that you're making with your audience in mind. It's the reason why when we do podcast in a weekend, for example, which is our weekend session where we basically launch your podcast in just one weekend, we spend 60% of the time of that weekend on audience and content, because it is so important when you're launching a show that you have this kind of stuff in place. So when you go all in on content marketing, it means that you create a lot of content, good quality content, exactly what your people need to hear from you. And then over time of people seeing this content and knowing who you are and what it is that you do and who you help and how you help them, over time, those people will turn into customer. That doesn't happen in one night. That doesn't happen in 1 week. That is you consistently putting in effort, trying, testing, and refining your message until you hit on those things that people really needed to hear to get them to take action. You can only do that when you're all in on content marketing. You can't do that when you're dabbling with running a bit of ads on the side, doing a bit of cold outreach, doing a bit of this, doing a bit of that, and your attention being split everywhere. You can't create content if you just think, I'm gonna just hire a VA and I will just get them to do it, because you are not clear yet on your message. If this content marketing that you've been doing hasn't been working up to this point, you are not clear on your message, and just hiring a VA or hiring someone that doesn't have any flipping experience and you not being able to give them everything they need to know to produce content for you successfully just means you are opening your window and throwing your cash out of the window. So if you're going to do a podcast, if you do YouTube, if you do blogging, if you write content for social media, you are all in on content and you are going to stop producing anything else. You're going to stop running ads. You're going to stop faffing about with affiliates. You're going to stop faffing about with everything else, and you're all in on content. And that is what you make your main job. That is what you produce. Okay. So I want you to think about, what else are you doing right now? Where are your clients currently coming from? If you are already successfully running some paid ads, then I would encourage you to go all in on paid ads if that is worth it for you and that generates clients. If you are all in on content and you're going to be posting content, then I want you to go all in on it, right? I want you to go all in on your podcast. I want you to go all in on disseminating that content on the platforms that you're choosing to disseminate on. I don't want to go on about this for too long today. So with all of this summary of what content marketing is, that we're in the game of long form content here, and that we need to create content that fits our audience, the next thing that we have to worry about is making sure that the content that we are creating is actually designed to move people from being in that kind of stage where they're like, oh, I sort of have this issue. Yeah, I'm not really getting any leads for my business. Yeah, I'm kind of overweight and I'm not really sure why. Yeah, I kind of have this neck pain that I don't understand where it comes from. We need to take them from that to, okay, I have understood that this person that I'm listening to is somebody that knows their shit and they're going to help me to fix this problem. Okay. And for that, there are different types of content that we need to create. So, because I don't want to waffle on for too long today, in the next episode, we're going to dive into your customer journey and we're going to make sure that you create all the different types of content that you need to create to bring people closer towards working with you. But I have some specific issues with talking about the customer journey in a linear way. I have some issues with the traditional way of looking at funnels to funnel people through from A to B and whatnot, because I don't really think it works that way. So tune in for the next episode if you want to know more about how you can actually create content that gets people to take action, and why I think the traditional way of the customer journey and whatnot is sort of dead. If you're not sure if your podcast content that you've been creating up to this point is really working for you, then you can still get a free content audit done. That is where we dive into your show's content as it exists right now. And we're going to give you all the pointers that you need to work on to get it to work a little bit harder for you. You can find out more information about that at pristinepodcast.com/audit. And with all of that said, I hope you have an amazing day and I will see you for the next one. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you. If you want to finally get your podcast listeners to convert to leads and sales, then don't forget to check out the Fix My Damn Content session. You can find out more at pristinepodcast.com/fixmydamncontent. We would love to support you.